Hi guys, welcome back to Odon La Rouge Mystic Channel. This is Hougan Chris. How's everybody doing out there today? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I highly encourage you to do that for me. That way you can either follow me exactly where I'm at within the lessons, or you're just alert as to what video am I up to. Also, if you are learning from me, that way you can get it in order. It starts from the introduction all the way. We're at 13 or 14 now. Thank you for tuning in. Also, if you want to know who I am, and if you didn't follow the other videos, go onto my website at www.odonlarouge.com. That's www.odonlarouge.com. And of course, the Mystic Channel. You'll get a full biography, everything that I do, specialize in, what's the prices, if you want to come get a reading, if you want me to Skype you with a reading, whatever the case may be. Today, before I go any further, let me say hello to my Haitian viewers. Allô, bonsoir tout le monde, c'est Hougan Chris. Merci en pile pour tourner dans channel moyen. Comme moi toujours dit nous dans le commencement, si que nous avons besoin qu'on qui est moyen, côté me sorti, qui j'en de travail que moi frère, ou ka aller dans website moyen dans www.odonlarouge.com ou subscribe dans channel moyen at Odon La Rouge Mystic Channel. Wap wè tout vidéo yo, wap jwen ki lem te fek commencer, ki vidéo mwen, kounya se kat yo ki map fe bagay sa yo. N toujou di nou encourager nous pour subscribe, pour nous ka suivre mwen, pour nous ka wè sa map teach moun yo jodi. Et mwen te explique moun yo si ke se apprendre jan pam nan, m toujou di ou konsake pour commencer nan vidéo première, pour après 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, juste. Kounya la, kwen nou nan 12e nan, 13 ans. Et moi, quoi, je me dis nous bonsoir encore. Pour tout Vaudouisan, tout Hougan, tout Mambo, bonsoir, me salue nous tout, okay? I also wanted to let you guys know that I do want to move on from the cards, but what I am going to tell you from now is that cards are always going to play an important part of any spiritual work that you're doing. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do a candle, a bath, or so and so for yourself, especially if you're not on priest and priestess hood and you're just somebody that's just following or you're trying to learn. You're going to always realize that as a priest or a priestess, you're always going to need to do the divination and like the card reading and stuff like that. I want to say the different ways so that everybody can understand, because let's say, for instance, you're preparing a lamp, or you're preparing a bath, or you're preparing a candle, or if you're preparing to see if that person needs this or that person needs that, you're going to have to do divination all the time. Whether you just throw 3 cards on the table, whether you look for a predominantly high card and make the symbolism there to see that if your recipe is going to be good for this person, you're always going to need it. Don't ever listen to anybody that tells you, oh, you're not going to need it. Readings are just here and there. No. As far as a priest and a priestess, or somebody who's into cards, readings, and trying to grow from there, you're going to see that divination is always going to be a part of it. Okay? So with that saying, I'm going to go ahead and go over everything that we've learned, and I'm going to show you all the notes that you should have as exactly how I have them as well, as I wrote them for you guys out there. I do remember the last video we left off, that was I was telling you hearts to clubs, spades to hearts. I gave you that list where I was telling you H plus C, C plus S and stuff, and I'll briefly go over it with you again. Also, I wanted to tell you too that charts, your numerology chart, your astrology chart, your planets chart, your cheat sheet, like I call it. Like, for instance, if you just want to just brush up on something, you go to it. You're going to need these charts, okay? I don't care how good you are. I don't care how long you've been doing it. It doesn't help to have it around you. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt you if you go and reference to it every now and then, because sometimes there is little details sometimes that we forget about. That doesn't mean that you're not less of a professional or not. You can always go to Pinterest as well and create an account. It's not hard. And then you can go and you'll see everybody else's posters, their pictures. You could even follow me on Pinterest as well at Christopher at Red Gains 40. You're going to see all my pictures, all my charts, so forth and so on. Once again, I encourage everybody, if you are learning my way, if you are following me to see where I'm at with the lessons, please subscribe to Hougan La Rouge Mystic channel. Okay, that's ODANLAROUGE. Okay, or go visit my website at www.houganlarouge.com. Okay, hope to see you guys there soon. Okay, let me tell you how we're gonna do this today, like how I wrote it before I started telling it to you guys. What I did was is I created a little you could call it my like a little chart that I use. Now, everybody doesn't have to do this, especially if you're very experienced. You may not need this chart, but if you still want to use it, it would be good, because not only that your client will see that how involved you are and how you break down your readings to get a response, they're going to appreciate that. It all depends on who's sitting across the table from you. Some people like when they're doing their reason for you to take their time, for you to break certain things to them so that they can see exactly where and how you get your information, whether they care or not. It doesn't hurt to create it. So what I did was, and I'm going to do, I just did it a couple of days ago, I created a chart where it would say how many hearts is on the table, how many clubs is on the table, how many diamonds is on the table, how many spades of diamond, what's the color that dominates the whole reading, reds to blacks, what is the suit that stands out the most in the reading, what's the undertone of the meaning like what's the more common number that's coming up. Is this so that'll tell you where the person might be at in either a particular part in their life or just the whole thing. Sometimes the person is coming and their readings all fall down to they want to know how stable they are, okay? What do they need to do to become stable? Or it can be talking about their business and they can have a whole bunch of clubs with diamonds. You're going to be able to see that when you break it down, and then as you keep doing it over and over, you're not going to need this, but it wouldn't hurt to use it, okay? Also, it's going to tell you how and where it is like, okay, astrology might stand out. Numerology might stand out. As you as a reader, it all comes down different because we all do our readings differently. But it would not hurt for you to try it. Okay, so think about that, and then I'll show you exactly how I broke it down, my way, so you can use the paper, and you can always type it up yourself, take it to Staples or Kinko's, whatever, and just if you read all the time, get yourself like a 50 pack or whatever and stuff like that, and use them until you get good in your mind where you're not so flustered over all these cards that's on your table. Okay, then you will break down to see how many combos is on the table, what number is dominating over this number, and how many combos do they have. Do they have 2 combos? Do they have 3 combos? Do they have 4 combos? All these things are a part of doing a successful reading. Okay, what can you do to see how you can tell that if a bath you did or a candle spell you did, or what do you want to tell the person yes or no to as far as their questions? You're going to need to do some form of divination. And that's why you will see I will always tell you how important it is for you to know your card meanings, how it is to know with the court cards as far as the people cards and who they are to the client, who these people are to the clients in the client's family. And if they can't tell you, if you describe to them who's so and so and so, then you won't be, if you know your zodiac and how you know the signs and what these signs mean, you'll be able to do it using astrology. If you don't know the people and you want to figure them who they are, you can use numerology. It's all on what you want to specialize in. Okay? And if you can do it all, congratulations, toodles to all you guys, okay? Because like me, I'm going to use every angle I can get to see what's going to be the proper way to break this down. Now, once again, I use a spirit guide when I'm doing my readings and stuff like that, but I'm not fully mounted, okay? Meaning that I'm not aware of what I am not aware of what's going on, okay? So I still may be able to do a chart or not, but if I'm fully in possession, then I can't do it. Okay, so it wouldn't hurt if the client knew, or if you just flow and then the client writes down their reading, and when you come back to your senses, then you'll be able to say, okay, what happened, what was going on, what's the problem, okay, and then when you get back to yourself, you're going to have to do it again, but not so thoroughly like how you did when you put the cards down there on the table. Okay, so all of this stuff is involved with it, and for all my priests and priestesses out there, you guys been through this already, and especially if you have your own business, or if you just want to open up a circle, an assembly to have people follow you, you're going to get back to these questions all the time. It doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. There's nothing that hurts to learn a little bit more information or to learn somebody else's way. I would love to, if I had somebody that I knew that spoke Spanish and that used cards, to see what was his or her meanings and stuff like that. I don't know any Santero that uses the cards. I think they call it the Baraja cards or card system, something like that. Because if a Babalao's doing the reading and they're using their necklace, that thing that they do with the shells and stuff, I'm not going to be able to know that. So it also is good for you to know who is in the area that's priest or priestess, so that if somebody comes to you and you can't help them, because that's going to happen, you can refer them to somebody that you trust, somebody that you know, that you feel is going to be able to help that person. Because if you refer that person to somebody and you don't know them, that person's going to say, why did you send me to that person? He absolutely had no idea what he was talking about. He actually popped me for a bunch of money and didn't do nothing. It's a lot of drama behind it. And I tell you one thing, like I always say, I don't need it, nor am I looking for it, or nor do I have the time for it, because that's why I always have my client. When they come, I give them the boundaries. I tell them the 3-day Chris rule. I let them know all of this before they leave my house, so that when they go, they don't think that they're going to be texting me all day, all night, calling me, because I'm not going to tolerate it. And I always let them be known about that. Okay, so we already at 13 minutes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get all the notes that I taught you guys that I had for years, okay? And we're going to go through it over, okay? I'm going to start with, we haven't done combos yet, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the combos, and then we'll be able to move on from there. Now, combos is when a certain number, okay, either is back to back with one, or sometimes 3 of them of the same card. Let's say threes, 3 of heart, 3 of club, 3 of spades, all come down, or 3 of diamond. It sometimes you'll be surprised. Sometimes you won't get combos, or sometimes you will get nothing but combos. Okay, and like I said, combos can mean either looking at the 3 cards to say, oh, okay, that's a combo. You know that when King of Heart falls with 10 of Heart and 3 of Hearts, this is some type of spiritual journey this person's on, or something that they have to take care of spiritually, or something that they have to do in the home that's going to require them, and it's have to be spiritually. This is how you're going to be able to know these things. And there is a bunch of them out there, and it's going to be absolutely insane if I taught you every combo. Combos is something also that you have to learn as you go, because when you break down the cards, and you see that the whole story came down by 10 of heart, ace of heart, 3 of heart, 4 of heart, right there, you're going to be able to know that what's going on with that person right now has to do with their feelings, their emotions, how they care about something. Is it spiritual? Is it within the house? Is it with this particular guide? All of that is going to come. So that's why you never stop learning. Because if I tell you that I know all the combos, that's going to be a lie, because I don't know all the combos. As I'm doing my cards sometimes, one may stand out more than the other, and I may make note about that and write it down, put it in my book, and then when it comes back again, I'll know exactly what it means. But that's all about learning your meanings. That's another thing too. I always told you guys, learn the meaning, learn who the peoples are within the clubs, the spades, the diamonds, the hearts. Know these people, know what their astrology, their zodiac sign is. You're going to be able to break it down quicker to the client, so that when you say, who is this lady with the dark hair? She seems like she's the sister of so and so. They're going to be able to tell you who that is. Or if it's not the client getting the reading, or if it's for somebody else the person came to get the reading for. All of this comes around about it. I know it seems intense. I know, trust me. When I was first learning, and we talking about a long time ago, I thought that I would never ever get to that point, because it is overwhelming, especially if it's your trade, especially if you this is what you do to live, to support yourself. You're gonna have to make sure that you are 100% with the divination, because without it, you're not going to be able to know which way you're going. Let's just say, for instance, that card reading is just something that you do amongst friends or for yourself or whatever. You may not need to know a whole bunch of the spiritual side of it, because you're not going to be telling this person, get this candle, get this herb, or we need to do this, or we need to do that, because you're just taking care of them for the reading. It all depends on why you're doing this, is what it boils down to after all this. So please don't see that all these videos are coming back to back and you're like, oh my God, I can't keep up with him. You don't have to watch them every day, nor do you have to watch all of them in one day. Just subscribe, you'll see, so that you can get to all my videos. And then use your notes, take your notes, and look at the charts that I've told you to get. You'll have your printout, everything, and you'll be able to go back until you feel content with it. Okay, don't ever give up, because it's a lifetime process. If somebody told you that they know how to do all their readings no matter what, it's like that they don't feel like they need to learn, that's not going to be true. That is not going to be true. And if somebody does tell you that, I'm going to tell you to run for the hills. Because one thing about the client, they're going to respect your honesty. They're going to love it, because they're going to see you're not trying to run with their money. You're not trying to pop them for your money, or pimp them for their money, because it's a sad ordeal. I was on the other side of the table at one point, and I'm telling you, some of these readers had me walking around like a chicken with no head. It was absolutely insane. Okay, outrageous. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna put the cards down. Two of a pair, three of a pair, four of a pair, so that you can see what they mean when they come down together and stuff like that. I already had wrote mines out, as you can see, and so that way I'm keeping up with what it is that I'm putting on the table. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this down now, and we're gonna go from suit to suit, number to number, so that way you can write it down as I'm doing it. Okay, so if you don't have your pen and paper, please get it. Okay, if you're just watching this and you feel like you're going to be able to watch it again, that's fine as well. Remember when I said, if you're working with your guide as you're learning this and like that, always work with a light next to you, or a candle. Okay, you could go to the 99-cent store, get the little tea lights, whatever the case may be. But like I said, whenever you and your guide is working together, and you know your one is learning from the other one is learning from the other, the little light, it's going to help you a lot, because that spirit is watching you, and they're, it's like a sponge. They're soaking with you, so that as the years go on, you're going to become synchronized with that spirit. You guys are going to become one, where he or she is whispering and then nobody else can hear it but you, okay? Or nobody else can see but you, and you're given the information. Because I'm going to tell you, I've done readings before. I was shocked at the way the reading just flowed. I was like, whoa, like, really? But then when I had to try to break it down on my own, I was like, damn. But that's the power in divination. That's the power when you have your spirits aligned with you. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 1 year. It doesn't happen in 2 years. It's a lifetime, very intimate relationship. It's almost like a second marriage to you. It's almost like a second intimate relationship that you may have with somebody forever, and it never goes any further. This is why all these things need to be said, especially when you're teaching other people about these kind of things. They're writing exactly what you're saying, or writing it in a way that you understand it. But you're going to find yourself always going back to this. I promise you. You're going to be like, he was never lying about that when he said, we got to go back to the notes, or we got to get these charts. Okay, so I'm going to start with the aces first. Okay, and then I'm going to go from aces to 2 to 3 to 4. And then I'm going to do what 4 aces mean, what 3 aces mean, what 2 aces mean. So this one is going to be kind of long, but keep up with me and you'll be able to see. Okay, let me bring this down for you guys. Okay, now let me get my aces out. Now, I'm going to tell you what's different with this as well. It's not the same thing like I was telling you guys before. What happens when a club falls top of a spade? What happens when a heart falls top of a club? That was just the order of what the cards mean when they fall on top of each other, or when they're next to each other, and you're narrating your story. You're summarizing it for your client. And then so you know how much action is involved, how much feeling is involved, how much thinking is involved, how much sadness is happening around the reading. All of that plays a part, because clubs is action, hearts is emotion, spades is thinking, and diamonds is always about material, funds, phone, things like that. Anything that has to do like with electricity, meaning the way you go, the way you flow with your money, the way. That's what every soup breaks down. So when you're giving the person the reading, you're going to see if the person is working on something, if they're working and they're feeling what they're doing, or if they don't like it, how much thinking, or if they're sad, if they're depressed, and are they doing something about it, is the action, is the clubs. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to be able to see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and put this. Now, there's no such thing as color and stuff like that, as far as what color to go there, unless that's how you do it. If you see that the first 3 cards are predominantly red, or the first 2 cards is black, to you that may mean something different. But I don't do mines like that. I do mines as when they come down in pairs. And I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes they don't come up like all back to back with each other. Not 4, not 3. Maybe it could go down to 2 reds or 2 blacks. You see what I'm saying? But I haven't done one where I've had all 4 aces like actually fall together. I've had where I've done a reading and aces was around, and that let me know that this person was either beginning on their things, or how much success they getting with it, or if they ended certain things and if they need to start over. That's what the aces will do for you. So like I said, you're going to get to a point where you're going to do this, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. That's that magic that's into the divination. That's that that angel spirit that you're feeling and stuff like that, because you do know now that, wow, I'm saying these things, I can't believe I'm saying them. And the reading is going to take a whole different route than what you started out with. Trust and believe, okay? I'm not telling you something that I don't know. I'm not telling you something that I don't know. Because when they were trying to teach it to me in the beginning, Thursday, I was like, oh no, this is hard. So what I'm gonna do is as I'm showing you guys what it means when they all fall together, when they all fall three, when they all fall two, I'm gonna take away one card or two cards or three cards. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now as I'm setting up the fours to the threes and stuff like that. So you may want to do this as well. Okay, so that you could be right there with me. You know, lately my mind has been kind of going and going and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes I'm not resting the way I need to rest. And I'm always thinking of new ways how to do certain things and stuff like that. And then sometimes it could be draining, you know. So some people had told me, you know, Chris, maybe you might want to do one video a week or one video a day, or you know, whatever you think you can handle. And you know what, I did take some of the advice, and what I did was is when I'm not doing the videos and stuff like that with you guys, I'm planning them. Okay, which means that I'm saying to myself, okay, well, oh, I got to teach them this so that they can know what this means when they get that and this and that, because this is what I love to do. Okay, one thing you'll see is I specialize in readings, I specialize in baths, I specialize in certain spell work, because that's where I see that I get the better flow, the better energy from. And it's amazing. Whereas, you know, if you think that you can do everything, you that's a recipe for disaster, because you're not going to be able to master everything. There's going to be some times where you're going to have to send somebody to somebody else, because you may feel like you're not comfortable with that person, or taking that person underneath your wing, because of it's too intense for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, I'm gonna tell you, as you get older with this, that when I say older, I'm talking about as your career takes off, and as you know, you don't need your charts anymore and all that other kind of stuff. There's gonna always be things that's gonna stick out yourself and says, "Oh, this makes sense to me," or "Oh, I gotta write that down. That I just thought of that." It all's gonna be on you. How much you trying to do? That's a nine. Okay. And so at the end, it's up to you how much you want to, how far you want to go with this. If this just a hobby, whatever the case may be. For me, it is not no hobby. Not a hobby. Teaching it is a hobby. But then I'm gonna show you guys how to get comfortable with your spreads and stuff, that you may not want to put too many cards on the table at one time, or if you can focus and put all the cards at one time and go from there. It's all up to you. It's what you feel comfortable in. Okoyo wemna yo dimse male. Oyo wemna yo dimse male we. Aniesila na petrinong fwa. Usilayo vindo gwena pie papa no. Usilayo vindo gwena pie papa. Usikazo yo agoe. Usilayo gresayo agoe. Usilayo vindo gwena pie papa no. Yep. Okay, so the four aces here, okay? Like I said, when I go from four, then I go to three, then I go to two, then I go to one. That's how we're going to do it. So if you got four aces here, now let's go to a common sense thing about it before I tell you exactly. Just imagine if you see all aces in a reading, okay? All aces in a reading, that means that in every area of that person's life, they're doing really good, very, very good. Okay, especially when they go like this. Okay, or if they're just in the reading at all, you're gonna see that this person has started from the beginning. Okay, or they're done with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why common sense would tell you it triumph, meaning like this person is successful in every areas of their life, and it's a good feeling when you see that, and especially when you see court cards or cards that's talking about finishing up or starting. The aces is a good card to have. Okay, so okay, the four aces is like I said, success in every area in your life. Okay, the confidence, you've worked so hard, you know what I'm saying, and you've set goals for yourself. And that's what these aces mean when they're all together. Okay, so it basically means that you've worked hard, or you're starting new things. You're putting all that effort into it. You're sure about yourself. That's what you need to tell that person. You're doing really, really good. Okay, really, really good. So now let's take away one. Okay, so now you got three aces. Okay, new opportunities, the energy's there to make it happen, and especially if you see it more, like if it's, let's say for instance, it's three. Okay, three, ace of diamond, ace of heart, ace of club. You'll see that's they're successful in those type of areas in their life, which mean in their school, their work, their finances, their home life. They're okay at the moment. Okay, so this just means that there's take away one. Okay, and this is what you left for. If you look at the two blacks and then you say one red, that's going to mean something different to somebody else. But if I see this like this, then I'm going to say to myself, oh, okay, well, in order for you to get these right, this one right here to be successful, you're going to have to end something here, okay, to go to there, if you're going to break it down for them. Okay, but if not, and you see three aces, you just say, okay, success in every area of the life, efforts, hard work, everything. Okay, make it happen. Now, two aces. Okay, partnership, possibly marriage. Okay, there's some news that the person is waiting for to hear. And especially if you see like this and you're looking at the papers, okay? Because remember, the Ace of Clubs talks about papers, transactions, letters of building, letters of contracts, things and stuff like that that you need to get done in order to get to the next step, okay? So if you see that, then if you see that ace is on the bottom, clubs on the top, you need to work through some things, okay, before you get to the next step. Okay, so if you see two spell cards like this and you don't break them down for the person, right there you see a possibility, some type of relationship or something that they need to work through within these two spades. If you do it color code and you see two black spades, and I mean two black aces, and you say, okay, no, 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 then that meaning is going to be something completely different. Now, once again, remember when I told you, go back to your notes, go back to the previous videos. If you haven't went to the previous videos and you're just landing in this, it's not going to be easy for you, especially if you don't go back to the other videos. And once again, if you don't subscribe, you're not going to be able to keep up. But if you subscribe, you go directly to the subscription, okay, to my channel, and watch from the beginning up until now. Either or, it's going to be in your best interest, okay? And then, of course, you know what, whatever aces won is, that's what it is that will be left. You guys already know the meanings to the aces. I hope so, okay? So, now, the twos, okay? The four twos, okay? Oversensitivity, okay? A hint of guilt, okay? It's a time for you to be kind of discreet with some certain things that's going around. I personally haven't had all twos, fours like this in my readings before. I've had twos spread out through the reading, but not like this. But usually when I see stuff like this, or when I see somebody else using them, that tells me right there that this person is not flying solo. Whatever it is that they're doing, they're committed to it in one day or the other. They're working as a corporate, okay? They're working as a team. It's not just them independently that's doing something. They have people with them whether it's in teams, whether it's with a couple, whether it's within their family. People are coming together. Okay, this person is not flying solo. Okay, now you take away one. Okay, now you got three tubes. Okay, except happy times spent with company, loved ones, great conversations, sharing thoughts. You see how I just said to you? Works. A lot of times this is going to be like common sense to you. You're going to say, oh yeah, twos mean they working with somebody. Or two means, yeah, it's black and it's white. Or yeah, two means it's a two men or two women. Or one man, one woman. Either or, you know that this household is steady. It got more than one person in it. That's the common sense that falls behind it, okay? So now, of course, you got two twos, okay? Taking time to talk things over, okay? It could mean a business relationship that needs to come together, or it could mean that two people who mix business with pleasure. It all depends on where it's at, how it falls, if it even falls like this, okay? You're not working alone, not once whatsoever. And if you are, you're going to have somebody that's going to come aboard. Okay? And then, of course, you know what your one card two means, whichever one that's left. Okay? Now we're going to go to the threes. Okay? That's threes, threes, threes. Remember when I was telling y'all before that threes always means two people and then plus one? Or two people that wants to create another one? Or you could use these threes as spirituality numbers. You see what I'm saying? Mystic numbers, things like that. So you know when you have threes, you know that this person has more than one person in their life, or are they starting to build families? Are they starting to add on past the two and now they want to get to the three? Okay, it could be somebody who's extremely religious, one of those people that's just a fanatic about certain things, and they're just trying to build, trying to build, trying to build. It could also mean the different stages within the children. It could mean the different stages within the religion. Either or, you're going to be able to know again the person's not flying solo with this. Okay, so you take away one. Now you got three threes. Okay, so and it all depends now. Remember, if you're going to go from color to color, then that's going to be on you unless you read them all together. Okay, so let's say for instance you got three threes. Okay, is that three threes working wise? Is that three threes emotionally? Is that three threes physically? Is that three threes building on? Okay, I mean it's endless. It all depends on what you how you read it. See, I go back all the way. Okay, and here it's like, oh, here we go, three threes. Okay, it's a goal amount of information. Could be education, like I just said, academic, personal revelations. It After a while you're going to see that these things just make sense to you. They just come out. These notes are so old. When I was looking for them, I couldn't believe I even found them. But that's what it is. Now if you take away one, and you leave two, then it says creative ventures are all well started. That's the whitewash way. That's the book, the meaning way. But after a while, you're not going to read those cards like that. You're going to be able to make sense of them when they come together. Okay, so three threes right there, that will give me six. Now, if I was doing numerology, and if you break down six, you're going to get three. I mean, yeah, three, but there's two right here. Okay, so now you know that either this group or either these two people or either this one wants to add one, or is it three, and if there's a two and then one person involved themselves without even caring about the stability of a person, or if this person got a family, especially when there's infidelity involved. So once again, these are all things you're going to learn as you go. And of course, you know what happens when you got that 1-3. Okay, now our fours. Okay, plan carefully. Okay, out what you're going to do next, because now this would tell me that this person is stable at the moment. Okay, they've built. Okay, each domain, each home, each area of their life, whether it's emotional, financial, business, mentally, okay, where they're at. That means tell me that they've created a foundation in every department of their life. Okay? Now, if you take away one, now remember I said if you don't read it color wise and you just read it what it means altogether, okay? Don't listen. Okay? Be coming over certain obstacles, certain things that you see this person is trying to grow on. All right? And something sometimes may not make sense to why they can't finish it. Okay? But you can tell that they're working and that they need to keep relaxed for them to be able to build the next foundation, okay, in their life, whether it's in a home, their business, or within their family, okay? Then, of course, you know 4 plus 4 is 8. Once again, that talks about the illness, the housing, the karma, the power. All that stuff plays a role in it. If you're reading it without each individual, usually when you see 4 hearts and 4 diamonds right there, you know that either this person is going to the bank, okay, to get some home improvements in their house, or if they're taking a family vacation, okay, and they need to have the funds for it. It all depends on what's going on with that person, okay? A lot of times you're going to receive it, but you just have to wait and do something extra from the 3 to get to the 4. You see how it just falls out? Yeah. Now 5. 5 talks about changes and movements and adding out of the foundation. Meaning that, okay, we did 4. Now we want to go an extra step now. Or if you're talking about the body, you know you got 2 hands, 2 feet, 5 toes, 5 toenails. I mean, 5 fingers, 5 toes. Okay? And then you go from there. Okay, let me see here. Where are they? Okay, 4, 5 difficult decisions have to be made because of the amount of them. Whoa, common sense again. Remember, you're adding on now from the 4. So you're adding an extra room in the house, or are you increasing? Are you now ready? You have the 2 kids, now you want another one. Okay, did you get a loan already from the bank, and then is it time to pay it back? All of these play a role in it. You just have to know these cards, know what they mean when they fall together. Like I said, it's rare, very rare, that I will do a reading and I will see them all fall back to that. Once it's in a combo, just like that, it's read together. There's no separating it. Unless if you go take away 1, take away 2, take away 3. Okay? So now, 3 5s, okay? Feeling restricted, okay? To do something, to escape, to think, okay? Now, is it getting hectic that you're adding on to the house, or you're getting an extra vehicle, or you're pregnant again, and what's all going on? What's the changes? What's the movements in the lifetime right now? What part of the life are you trying to increase or build on? All that plays a role in it. Once you know your numerology, you know how to do your adding, your subtraction, your multiplication, because it's all inside the reading. Especially if you're using numerology in it, you're gonna see that all of it has to do with numbers, okay? Just like they tell you with certain candles and stuff like that. The silk screen ones, especially the ones that has words on it and stuff like that. Those are important. They're powerful, especially if you're focused on the novena in the back of the candle, or if you done cut and paste psalms and stuff like that. That goes to show you how powerful words make a difference in spell work, okay? Lamps or candles, okay? So now 2 5s, okay? It's not that easy, okay? The problems now are becoming universal now, okay? It's not just the pregnancy or adding towards the house. Now it's the car. It's the car insurance. It's the car this. The car needs fixing. It's that extra thing that you had found, that you had solid, and now you took it away, or now you've added to it, okay? And then, of course, you know how to read when it's just 5. Okay, let's get to our 6s over here. And the reason why I'm brushing through these and stuff like that is because I want to get going into, breaking your reading down and then spreads. Okay. All right. So our sixes. Okay. Fives, sixes. Okay. Here we go. Four sixes. Okay. It indicates pleasant delays, home family matters will distract the client from his or her goals, but will be worthwhile. Okay, so that means that, let me break that down for you guys. Basically, what's that saying is that, you know how the sixes, they look like streets because you see one lane here, one lane there. Okay, the sixes is almost like the aces. Okay, how it just talks about every aspect, every area in the person's life. Okay, because at the end, when you break all of these down now and you have all these suits that's falling back to that, you're talking about the person's financial life, you're talking about the person's mental thinking pattern, you're talking to this person, telling this person their for in their emotional life, you're talking about in their business. So all of these, they make sense after a while, and then you, like you say, two-way street. You're able to go on the left side, you're able to go on the right side. Okay, it's about having a choice. Okay, so within this are choices. Okay, we're trying to create the harmony that falls into this, the confidence, the trust, all that in each suit. Okay, so if it's, of course, if it's one that's missing, then we know that they're still trying to go left and right, or they're trying to create harmony to get to the fourth one. Then you take away the third one. Okay, then you got the two left. And of course, when two sixes happens over there, you get plenty of work to do, but will get good results. Okay, especially when it's about the home life, the emotional side of it. It's a great deal. Okay, and of course, if you read these two cards together, yes, you can read them as a combo. You could also read them, especially, remember, diamond on top of spade is talking about be careful with the money. Okay, with with your spending and stuff like that. Don't get yourself knocked off where you can't even focus to see how you're gonna do with the extra child or the extra car, or it makes sense after a while, but it takes time to make sense to you in your mind and in your heart, especially if it's not something that you do all the time. It's very intense. It's an intense practice. It's an intense part of your spirituality. Okay, so don't ever let anybody deter you. Sevens also deals with our spiritual life. A lot of it has to do with it. Now, every person who does their readings may not use the sevens as their spirituality. They may use their sevens as, okay, I'm going to use a seven. The card after the seven is the card that I draw. Some people, that's how they do their cards. Seven could mean bad cards to them. But in the Haitian voodoo, sevens are very good cards for us because it also talks about completions, okay, within certain rights and stuff like that. Okay, it could mean totally people working against the client, or the client feels that they're isolated. It could mean a whole bunch of things. It could mean it's time for them to go to a retreat that's going to focus on every part of their life. That's what you have to always pay attention to. Remember, there's four parts to our life: spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. Okay, our clubs talk about our action and stuff like that. The diamonds talk about our money, our rewards, where we out financially. Our spades talking about our thinking pattern, the way we feel about certain things, and of course the hearts. So when you see the cards fall, you can put two and two together and say, oh, okay, well, I see that, in your life at the moment, you pretty much stable. Okay, and then you're going to start going into transition. Once again, the client feels that they should use this time to get into their spirituality, to get to within themselves, to do what it is that they want to do. Okay, now take away one, you leave with three, that's 21. Okay, 7 times 3 is 21. Very, very powerful number. Because I'm going to tell you, you see how it's going to break down? I'm going to show you. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay? You know that you have to break down when it's two whole numbers. 2 plus 1 is 3. You see how I'm talking about the Holy Trinity? You see how I'm talking about the mysticism that's within these numbers? You'll see. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Okay? And then, of course, now when you get to the 2, you could either read them together. It could mean that something's going right and it's not bad or it's not good. It's just like half and half. Whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, right now you just, it can either go both ways. It could be good or it could be bad. This thing just froze. You see? And of course, you know what happens when you read just one. Now we at 8. Okay? 8 once again. Remember, now this is the after the 4. Okay? After we done had our stability. Now we're trying to create another foundation within every aspect of our life, because now we can see we could take on another business, we can have another part of the family, or we can have family gathering, 2 families coming together. The spades, wait a minute, did our spades, our 4 of spades, we didn't get that right and now it's getting worse for us? Or if we're having the double family problems, okay? Or did we already buy one shop and now we have another shop that we're thinking of? Or did we have already both shots and one is going good or both are going good? All that right there is going to mean something different, okay? Adding on or taking another course, taking a trip, okay? Clients' thoughts, okay? The love, the marriage, all that stuff plays a double, because once again, numerology, power, karma, health, and illness, all of that plays a part in it, okay? So you could then weigh 3. Take away 1, you left with 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 plus 4, wait a minute, 8 times 3 is 24. 4 plus 2 is 7. 6. Sorry, guys, 6. 8 times 3 is 24. Then 24 is 2 plus 4, 5, 6. 6, okay? Once again, goes back to the choices, okay? You have a chance to either be positive or you have the chance to be negative. Either or, it all falls back onto you, okay? And then, of course, if you got 2 8s, sometimes it could mean that the person went and took a trip on something, or the person either went and bought new clothes. It depends on how detailed you want to get with it. But now that you know the person is past their foundation, they've done made it. They done made it to 5. They done made it through 6. They done made it through 7, where they can have another house or they can add another part to their business because they already passed the 4, their foundation. And of course, you know what it means when you get to 1. Now the 9s, another spiritual number, okay? Another spiritual number. Sometimes these can get a little outrageous at times, okay? And you have to really make sure that you study your stuff to be able to get into it, okay? 4 9s, it's a period of success. You could either use it spiritually, or you can say that every aspect of the life, when it's all together, you've accomplished, or you need to hurry up and start finishing things up. Because remember, I told you, before 10 is the steps that you go through to success. Or it tells you what you have to go back and do so that you can complete it. So 4 9s is a period of success. Okay? The client is getting to a point where they've done every aspect of their job, what it is that they needed to do at the job, so that they can finally say, I got my diploma, or I got my raise, or I got into that other position. Okay? Now, once again, you know that 9 times 2 is 18. Okay? And then, of course, 9 times 3 is 27. 2 plus 7, 8, 9. See? Now, happiness, fulfillment, the unexpected change of attitude, everything is just now, it's getting, okay, what do I got to do in the other area of my life so I can finish it up? What it is that I got to do, that's what that means, okay? What do I have to do? In what area do I need to do it for me to be able to get to the next level, okay? If you want to say mentally the person is getting to a point where they getting sicker, then you know that's the spade. If you see the person getting to a place in the 9, you know that they're trying to get financial security, or they're about to do the next step for them to feel that they're financially stable. And of course, the 9, a heart, you know that this person is ready to either commit and get on and get to the 10 to say for marriage or for peace, or another part of the ceremony. Okay, it also talks about wishes. So what is it that this person is dreaming about, or what is it that they want for them to be able to go and complete it? Okay, now 10. Well, we know that this is completion. All of this right now, remember what I told you about the aces? Success. Every part of this person thing is good luck, success, changes, happiness. Every part of your life right now, you got it under some type of control. Because remember, you've worked two. The aces, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've done everything that you were supposed to do to get the 10. You've went through the changes. You've went through all the other numbers. You went through all the steps that they told you to do. You done everything and you succeeded at it. Okay? So then once again, if you want to do this like the aces, you can say completion to every area in my life. Financially, I'm done. I'm comfortable. Okay? Or I got the position that I wanted. Okay? Business wise, I can take a trip now. I done did everything. I done put the money away, or I done got the clearance, my IRS check. I'm going. I'm done. Or it could be an ending to all the thing that you tried to do. You see, you still couldn't do it because you blocked. Okay? Or you're just at the point where you're not thinking straight. And then, emotionally, you are in love. You are happy about everything you've worked on. Your family. You got the children, the grandchildren. Everything is good. Okay? Now we go through our jacks, our young kids, our teenagers, our adults that's still acting like children or teenagers and stuff like that. Jacks all together, all right, is sometimes arguments, sometimes outrageous behavior, engaging in type of stuff that's not right, or it could just mean that everybody's just having a good old time, or the families together, the teenagers are enjoying themselves. Okay, you can read it as a party that's over the top. Okay, it needs to be taken down a notch. Okay, once again, it depends on what jack starts it and what jack ends it. All depends. All depends, because you, like you said, you got two jacks that face one way, two jacks that face the other way. So which ones are on top, or are they all scattered? All of that plays a part in. That's why you have to always remember, when you see face cards and stuff, pay attention to where they're looking at. Okay? Are they looking towards away from the situation where it has nothing to do with them, or are they looking towards the problem or what it is that they're trying to do? All depends. Okay? So that's one. 3 of them, okay, is some type of disagreement with everyone that's reversed. Everyone that's reversed, something's going on, okay? Gossiping, or we're going to get news, okay, beats from one of these kids, for one of these people that's in their early 20s, early 30s, okay? Are we going to get a message about, oh, you know what, I got this letter, and the letter was like, okay, we're going to get the contract for the business and stuff like that. Did they call you on the phone to tell you that? Because remember, our jacks, if they're not people, they're people that's coming with us to tell us a news, or it could even be a message you're going to hear about that's going to have to do with whatever department of the jack came up. Okay, so once again, if they're not teenagers, they act, or older people acting like teenagers, or things that they need to hear about, your jacks is going to be a big part of the reading. Okay, now 2 jacks. It could be 2 people that's in love. It could be 2 people that's friends. Okay, it could be left and right, white or black. It could be a couple. Okay, that is together, but they have 2 different outlooks on the relationship. All depends on what your meanings are. If you didn't follow my meanings with the jacks, is it, look at there, it's the diamond and the spade, okay? That's my Gemini, and this is my Virgo, okay? What is the combination between these 2 zodiac signs? If you do yours with the zodiac signs, do these signs match up with each other? What's all going on? You see what I'm saying? So that's where it goes. Now, our queens is the number 12. Okay? These are the 1 plus 2 is 3. You see why? Because a woman can produce. Okay? It takes a woman and a man to create a child. Okay? So the queens, they can all be friends because once again, it's like the jacks. Two of them are facing forward and two of them are facing backwards. Okay? One's looking to the past if you that's how you do yours. One's looking toward the future. All depends on how they fall down. It could be gossiping, it could be a night out, it could be meeting up for drinks, it could mean a social affair, or if it means if it has something to do with the spirits, this will let me know that Dantor, Maîtresse, La Sirène, Azili Freda, Azili Jeu Rouge, or Marinette. All depends on what the reading is talking about. Okay? Because sometimes these people will tell you, I don't know what you're talking about because they're not aware that some of these spirits are traveling around them. Okay? Traveling around them. Takeaway 1, it could be gatherings. Okay, it could be more drama, some type of mess, some type of scandal, some type of lobeg, like they say, which means drama. Okay, that's going on within the person's life. Something is happening that the two women and the extra one is involved with. There could be 3 people that's just trying to plan a trip, or it could just be, like I said, gossiping. All depends on if you do them zodiac too. If you do zodiac, here goes the Cancer, here goes the Capricorn, and there goes the Aries. Okay, are these signs good to one another? Do they all get messed up because you got earth, water, and fire? Okay, what's the synchronism between all 3 of them? Like I said, if you do it numerology way, you're going to get a different response because 12 plus 12, that's 24, plus 12 is 36. 6 plus 3, 8. No, that's 9. Sorry. You see? It after a while, like I said, it depends on what you're comfortable doing, what you're breaking them down for, what you done start from the beginning of the reading to who these people are. Everything leads up to something else. Okay, now the 4 kings. I'm going to tell you about the 4 kings too. 4 kings are 13. Okay? 4 kings are 13. If you do 13 and you try to break these down, you know that 1 plus 3 is 4. Every area of this person's life is stable. Okay? Because remember, we're going back down. Because remember, they always say that guys, especially the ones who are married and got kids, it's their responsibility, especially a long time ago. That's a lot of these things a long time ago. It needed, the man was the one who went out to work, the lady was the one that stayed home, or so forth and so on. These kings, they dominate each part of somebody's life, and when they're together like this, that's a lot of testosterone. Now a lot of stuff is happening. Okay, a lot of stuff is going on. Okay, so right there, that will tell you. And then you know that each one of these can be lawyers or judges, or if you're going to do it by zodiac signs again, and all depends on how they fall, do they all go together? Because here you're going to have earth, air, water, and fire. All depends on how they fall down. If you do it that way, do you do it as far as the leader, the authoritative, the widow, the divorcer? All these things play a role in them. Okay, but I do know that if you see this, okay, this is authorities. These 2 together, that's 2 men in suit. And another thing that's going to say that the judge and the lawyer, or whoever the case may be, when they fall down like this, okay, you can say one's the lawyer, one's the judge, or men in suits. This one right here, he's very family oriented. These 2, they're good fathers and friends, okay, and one can be in charge of the pastor. Okay, the other one is, one's is water, one's is fire. Okay, it all depends on how you read it, but this right here is a very good, because right now it's going to say that these men stabilize their situations at home. You guys, we are done for today. I hope I was able to express it to you guys as clearly as I can and broke it down for you guys. And I showed you what it means in the numerology, in the astrology, and the colors, and the number steps. What does the numbers mean? Why does it mean this when it's that number? I hope that I was able to get through that with you guys, and you were able to understand it. And if not, please leave me a message and say, Chris, I was completely lost. But if you had your notes out, if you had your charts out like I've been telling y'all, if you know your meanings or you have your meanings written on your card, you should be able to see how it relates. And also, if you studied it, then you'll be able to see where I'm at. How am I breaking it down like that? But once again, if not, then once you subscribe, or if you see the videos all at once, you're going to be able to figure it out that way. Once again, I want to say thank you again for visiting my channel. I'm Hougan Chris. Please subscribe to Hougan La Rouge Mystic channel, or visit my website at www.houganlarouge.com. That's ODANLAROUGE. Okay? You guys have a great evening. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments. Email me if you need services, whatever the case may be. I'm going to say goodbye to my Haitian viewers and let them know as well that in the future I will be doing videos just thoroughly in Creole. No English whatsoever. M'a di nou konsa ke merci en pile pour nous vin nan chanel mwen, nous fait ti l'école lan avem. M'da souhaité que nous te écrit tout bagay. M'da souhaité que nous te subscribe nan chanel lan pour nous ka fait cross lan avem, pour nous ka ouais j'am fait 4 mois. Si nous remen, si nous pas remen, parce que gen la dani, yo chaque meaning yo son bagay différent, surtout dans Haïti. Bagay yo différent parce que gen le moun nan vin bokoto parce que li gen problème à loi yo, on li besoin ouais, et ça me t'explique moun yo. Quel que soit moun nan qui vini la fait 4 ans, ou ap connaît si c'est loi moun nan, si c'est moun nan famille, on tout bagay k'ap explique aux gens que m'te fait li. Si nous ouais que nous joignons blocus, nous pas vinn comprendre ça m't'a dit hein. Email moi, dis-moi quoi ça que ou réellement interested dans ça m'te fait, nous ouais que nous t'a remet pour me craser le plus pour nous m'a fait. Comme moi te dit moun yo, comme ça que m'a fait vidéo seulement dans créole. M'a parler anglais même du tout parce que m'vle nous pour nous comprendre tout ça m'a dit non. Moi dit nous encore merci pour venir dans channel moi, subscribe pour nous ka wè toute vidéo. Allez dans website moi, si nous t'a me fait une leçon avec bagay sa yo dans www.houganlarouge.com. C'est Hougan Christopher. Passons bonne nuit, portez-nous bien. Merci en paix.